Welcome to What I Learned Today, where I teach you what I learned today. Today is How To Tuesday, and we're going to look into how to write a cover letter. So there are three different types of cover letters out there: application cover letter, prospecting cover letter, and networking cover letter. So the application cover letter, it's when you write about a known job, you're reading a job list and you're like, I want that job. And so you go and you write a cover letter specifically for that job. A prospecting cover letter is when you look into a company and you're like, you know what, I want a job there, and you find a job there that's pretty cool, and you write a cover letter and you're like, you know what, I'm going to be awesome for this job because of blah 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 blah. You know, even though you're not hiring for that job, I just want you to know that I want it. Yeah, so networking cover letter is like looking for assistance and information on job searches. When you write a cover letter, you want your cover letter to be about a specific position that you want. You can't write a letter, it's just like, I want to work for your company because it'd be pretty cool to work for your company. You have to write for a specific job, you know, like, I want to be an accountant for your company, and this is why I want to be an accountant for your company. And so you can't just write a general cover letter and send it out to tons of different companies, or else then it'll be seen as junk mail, and you know, junk mail gets thrown away. And so you don't want your cover letter to be thrown away. You want it to be specifically for your employer for a specific position. So in your cover letter, you want to explain why you want the job. You know, like, this is why I'm interested, this is my passion, or whatever, you know. Why do you want this job? You want to identify your skills and experiences that are related towards the job, and you know, how it will help get the job done. And you want to make sure that in the letter you look interested in the job. You don't want to look like you don't care. You know, you want to be interested in this job, and you want to show that you have a high level of knowledge in this field. So let's talk about the format for your cover letter. Okay, you start off with contact information, your contact information. So you want your name, phone number, address, email address, you know, all the different informations, every way that your future employer could get in contact with you. You also want to put down your employer's contact information if you have their information. And you want to address them at the beginning if you know your employer's name. You know, if you don't know your employer's name, you can leave it out. But if you know who your employer is, then write their name, you know, like, this is for you. A cover letter is set up into three sections: beginning, middle, and end. And so at the beginning, you want to address the position that you're applying for and where you saw the position. If you saw it in a job listing somewhere, you know, you saw it on Craigslist, you know, you want to talk about, like, this is where I found the job, and this is the job that I'm applying for specifically. In the middle section, you want to talk about your skills and qualifications for this job. Now, remember, this is a cover letter, not your resume. So this goes along with your resume, it complements your resume, but it isn't your resume. So don't just copy and paste your resume. You know, write specifically for this specific job why you think that you are qualified. You know, talk about your skills, your education, stuff like that. In the end of your cover letter, the final paragraph, you want to thank your employer for considering you for the job, and you want to explain how you will follow up later on the application process. You want to have a complimentary close, so like, respectfully yours, you know, for me it would be Kevin Thornburg. You want to end it with your signature. Do a handwritten signature. If it's a hard copy, do a handwritten signature and a typed signature. And if you emailed the resume, then it would be a digital copy, so you can't do a handwritten signature, but make sure you write your name at the very, very bottom anyways. Now, one tip that I learned that I think would be super helpful, because when you write a cover letter, you're just like, well, I don't know, you know, do I sound intelligent enough? Does this sound professional enough? You know, if you're an inexperienced writer like me. One thing that's super helpful is literally copy and pasting from other cover letters. If you Google search cover letter samples, whatever, there are literally hundreds of cover letters on the internet available to you. There's free cover letters. So just find certain snippets that you like and that kind of apply to you, and then you can copy and paste that onto your cover letter, and then you can reword it or whatever to your specific needs. For example, here's part of a cover letter that I found, and it's for a studio assistant. And it says, with my background in art and psychology, I am confident that I would make a very successful and creative studio assistant. Now, you could take out art, psychology, and studio assistant and replace it with whatever you want. Instead of art and psychology, you can be like auto mechanics, and instead of creative, you can put productive. So it's like, with my background in auto mechanics, I am confident that I would be a very productive, mechanic, garage person, whatever that job title is. So that's kind of what you want to do. So that way, you don't get stuck with writer's block or whatever. You don't have any real excuses. Just go over and you can just find tons of different cover letters and you can mix and match, and also make sure you have somebody read over your cover letter, have multiple people read over your cover letter, so that way they can find all the spelling errors or grammar errors and stuff, so that way your cover letter looks as professional as possible. And that concludes today's How To Tuesday. If I made any mistakes in this video, I pronounced something wrong, or I just gave you completely wrong information altogether, then go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and then I will refer back to all these mistakes in my Mistaken Monday video next Monday. If this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I make these videos every single day. You can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And since I make these videos every single day, I will see you tomorrow.